So what's the deal with floating bridges, floating tremolo systems? I saw a video tonight by a guy who's basically saying there's a fatal flaw. There's the one fatal flaw of all floating trems, and I disagree with kind of the basic common thoughts out there, or that floating tremolo guitars go out of tune all the time, etc. But he made an interesting point for sure, and I'm sure he has plenty of his own experience. He was saying that when you bend like up a full step, regardless, you're going to have to then use the whammy bar to uh, get the open string. Like if you bend a G string, and then you're going to have to use the whammy bar to get it to go back into tune. It will be flat if you don't do that. Uh, And I do bends plenty. That's actual doing the tremolo effect with your fingers. And I tested out on this guitar, my first gem, because I just wanted to see. I didn't really have an issue, and I believe that that has to do a lot with technique. For one, you got to be delicate with your fingers, like the tone is in the fingers. And I'm not saying it would never happen, for me. I definitely had to check, like I had to check out my bend a little bit. Certainly bending up a half step, there was no issue. If you're really pushing it, you might have a slight issue, but also the actual, this is an Ibanez Edge trim in gunmetal. The actual bridge itself, made in Japan versus a lot of the Floyd Rose, in my experience, the Floyd Rose who basically developed the technology, the guitars that I have played that have an actual Floyd on them, because they, in guitar world we call these, all of this Floyd, has a Floyd, but this is an actual Floyd. It's hard to see uh, in the light there, but we're flying by night here. You can see it a little better. Get some light on it. This is a Fender HM Strat I got in San Francisco. Plays amazingly well, but you can see all those crazy fingerprints. That definitely means that I've been practicing. But this is an actual Floyd, and it's not the same compared to an Ibanez Edge tremolo. It's just night and day. I think those issues he was describing are very common for sure with a Floyd Rose. But you take an Edge tremolo like you would have on the high-end gems made in Japan, you're not going to have that issue. At least I don't. And so I wanted to talk about that. This is the Ibanez Black Ice I got recently. Has locking tuners, has a floating bridge, but it's not as dramatic with the lion claw situation. But this is an amazing bridge as well. And you can see this is an actual, it's kind of dirty, man. But anyway, comes off stock off an Ibanez guitar. If it's somewhat of a high level guitar, you're not going to have an issue. And I just wanted to talk about that. Because aside from my Gibson SG Standard, which plays like butter, it's a 2006 mahogany, ages amazingly well, super resonant, very lightweight. I play lightweight guitars. But yeah, so this, which is actually HM Strat, has a super fast neck, really fun to play. It's actually autographed by Suede, the London Suede. When I was in San Francisco, saw them and hung out with them for a bit, and been a major influence on me in my music, my life. Where is it? Richard there. genius. And then of course, Bernard Butler. But I just wanted to talk about that because I think it's really important and there's just nobody's talking about it, you know? Everybody has these fixed ideas about, and I wanted to share some of my experience. Man, I got to clean up that HM Strat. If you're looking at the HM Strat, it's like finally I found a fender that I just totally love. And it's super fast neck. And of course, this bridge is going to play differently than, it's going to act more like a fixed bridge than, say, that Ibanez Edge. Again, the Edge tremolo is made in Japan, and it's genius. You can see a lot of times I play without the whammy bar in there, but I use the tremolo. So yeah, I want to talk about that. I'm going to, because of the issue, I'm probably going to be, at some point I will be switching out this stock bridge. I mean, the guy set it up. I always get a setup on my guitars and it still goes out of tune a little bit, and that's because of the quality. Just Ibanez has perfected this. Man, those fingerprints. Nothing like a well-loved guitar. So, yeah, a little late night info, little old blood noise, haunt pedal. I'm going to do another video soon about amps versus amp modelers. So yeah, rock on.